Minecraft is a game that's been around for over 10 years. It's seen countless updates and new features that have brought the game into a completely different place than it was even 2 years ago. And not many features can say that they've been in the game for, well, pretty much forever. But jumping has been around since beta 1.0, before sprinting even. And it sparked a whole new world of development in the Minecraft community. It's become so relevant today that massive YouTubers are still making parkour related videos and theories behind Minecraft's elusive jump mechanics. The jump I'm proposing is 4.34 blocks on a flat surface where you simply jump. Everybody thought the longest jump you could make on a flat surface was 4 blocks. Every single person that I asked said block to block is 4. I'm here to prove that otherwise. The amount of time that this video took to produce is absolutely insane, so if you do enjoy it, I'd really appreciate it if you subscribed. If not, that's fine, you can just watch and enjoy, but I'd really appreciate it if you did. Thanks, now on to the video. The original idea came from Dream's video, which you have to jump up about 15 times to get the jump perfect, and you have to align yourself perfectly, which is almost impossible. I wanted to make this jump accessible to any person who plays Minecraft. The difference between Dream's video and mine is that this jump is completely flat. There is absolutely no elevation gain until you land 4.34 blocks away from where you started. But how? You may be saying to yourself, HaNicky, I know that a jump longer than 4 blocks where you simply jump from a flat surface to another block is not possible. But I'm here to tell you otherwise. My friend had recently bought a realm, so I hopped on there and I tested out a bunch of different blocks, and I found out that you could do it with campfires. You could go from campfire to regular block. And you know, that's like a 4.02 block jump, but I was not satisfied with that. That's not video worthy. I looked at the heights and I thought to myself, there's no possible way I can do this with slabs. This is an insanely big jump, and I made it with ease. I could do it without even typing coordinates. And finally, I tested daylight sensors. Daylight sensors are a block that's not normally used in everyday gameplay, so I thought I'd test them because they were shorter than slabs. And again, I made it with so much ease, it wasn't even worth making a video about. But here's where my hopes got up. I made a 4-block jump with snow. 2 layers of snow is shorter than a daylight sensor, and I made it from 2 layers up 1 whole block 4 blocks away. And it blew my mind. I kept thinking there has to be a block shorter than this. There has to be a way I can make it. So for 6 hours one night, for 6 hours, I tested iron trapdoors, and I went all the way to the 50th place. The reason that it took so long to test every single decimal place on the trapdoor jump is because I had to test every single decimal 10 times. And then move on to the next one, and then the next one, and then the next one, 50 times. It took me so many tries. I was so astounded when I couldn't make the jump. This was a huge letdown, and I honestly wasn't even sure if I could make the video at this point with enough information. I spent the whole night thinking about how I could make it shorter. What could I do? And the next morning, I thought of a brilliant idea. What if I made the block you were jumping onto shorter? You were still jumping 4 blocks plus the little bit of height that you gain, but you would only have to lower it by a tiny amount for it to be perfect. If you didn't know, each block in Minecraft is 16 by 16 pixels. So I thought, what is a block that's 1 or 2 pixels shorter than a regular one? Well, as it turns out, chests in 1.16 are 1 pixel shorter than a regular block. 1 pixel. So I tested it with trapdoors and I almost immediately made the jump. It was insane. And then I thought, could I go smaller than trapdoors? Was it possible to do this jump with lily pads? I started by increasing the run-up I had to 32 blocks instead of 17, which I originally started with, which helped me a lot towards the end, because if you didn't know, you actually gain more momentum and speed the more sprint jumps you do. So now I had a 32 block run-up, which is around 8 sprint jumps. Usually it's thought that Minecraft caps around 7 or 8 sprint jumps, so you can't gain any more momentum, so I figured this was a really good starting point. I started testing the whole night. It took me 3 hours to get this jump, and I finally got it. I literally, I went onto Discord and I called my friend Jacob. I said, Jacob, I did it. I made the jump. This is a viral video. I'm going to do it. But this is where I hit my second roadblock. How in the world was I going to calculate this? How was I going to calculate the distance from start to end, from lily pad to chest? I started by thinking about the Pythagorean theorem. I quickly realized that this was just not an option because Minecraft characters don't travel in straight lines. They travel in an arc. I tried a bunch of different formulas and none of them really worked that well in calculating exactly how long this jump was. At this point, I really needed help from somebody who was in the parkour community who knew a lot about these jumps, which I didn't at all. I got in contact by a guy named BenjaMaster7. He told me about a bunch of stuff that is really confusing that I won't get into in this video, but he led me to realize that I could calculate the position of my feet in each tick. If you didn't know, in Minecraft, every 1 second, 20 ticks happen. If I could calculate my position at every tick, I could plot them on a graph and calculate exactly how far I traveled during the time of the jump. Sadly, this jump only works in 1.9 and up, because in 1.9 they changed the height of a lily pad and made it much taller, making this jump actually possible. So if you do try it for yourself, use versions 1.9 through 1.16. And now, the moment you've all been waiting for. Here is Minecraft's longest possible flat jump. Minecraft is such an awesome game that's affected everybody in some way, shape, or form throughout their childhood. The open world sandbox game is timeless for this very reason. Things are still being discovered 10 years later. That's astounding. The community's had its ups and downs, but it's weathered the storm. It's made it 11 years. I can't wait to see what Minecraft has in store for 1.17 and in the future. It's truly one of my favorite games, and it's always going to have a special place in my heart. As I mentioned earlier in the video, you can do this jump for yourself if you join hypixel.net on 1.16.4. All you have to do is go to Housing, which is the door icon in the compass menu, and do /visit HaNicky. I left the exact command that you need down in the description, so just copy paste that in, and it should work perfectly. The amount of time that this took to produce is literally insane. I spent so many hours testing every single pixel down to the... I literally went from the 100th place to, I don't even know what it's called. It's 50 decimals. 50 decimals I tested to get this jump perfect. The amount of time that this video took to produce is absolutely insane. It was something like 25 hours of actual time at the computer, researching, editing in Minecraft, talking to friends. It took more than a week of planning and execution. So I would really appreciate it if you considered subscribing. It's free, everybody says it, but this video is a banger, so please consider subscribing. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.